I guess Deepak Chopra's plan is to have everyone read the horrific and disgusting emails that he wrote to Jeffrey Epstein and then turn off his comments across all social media pages, keep his head down, and hope that his millions of followers don't hear the truth. But we're not going to let that happen, right? My name is Brittany Page, and this is The Page Perspective. We're going to go through these messages between Deepak Chopra and Jeffrey Epstein in a moment, but I have to say three things. Number one, these are going to be upsetting and disturbing, so please take care of yourselves. Number two, please share this video to get the word out about Deepak Chopra's emails with Epstein. He has restricted his comments across his social media pages to prevent his extremely large audience from seeing the truth here, and he has yet to make a statement. He cannot hide from accountability here. And number three, I just need to say that it's kind of remarkable to look at how other countries are handling the men who have been outed for their deep, enduring connections to Jeffrey Epstein and compare it to what we're doing here in America. In this country, Donald Trump is mentioned over 5,300 times in the Epstein files. He had a known decades-long, extremely close friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. He has a known lifelong record as a serial sexual abuser of women. And yet, when he's asked a question so delicate that it doesn't even relate to allegations that he raped a child at one of Epstein's parties, when Caitlin Collins simply says, "What would you say, Trump, to survivors of Epstein?" he attacks her, tells her to smile more, and that we should all just move on now. In other countries like the UK, a former British ambassador to the United States, Peter Mandelson, was fired after an earlier Epstein drop. Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, is now saying that he regrets appointing him as ambassador, but Starmer also admits that Mandelson's relationship with Epstein was known prior to his appointment. So that's also disturbing. More than being fired, though, he's also under criminal investigation for misconduct in public office offensive. I mean, even in non-Epstein related action, Paris prosecutors raided Elon Musk's ex-offices and summoned him for questioning in their investigation of his AI chatbot's creation and distribution of non-consensual sexual images. It seems like America is the only place where we cannot investigate. We cannot hold people accountable, especially when they're wealthy, especially when they're connected to the power structure. And that's what we have here with Deepak Chopra, a long-time, well-known grifter guru. This is a man who I have never found appealing and who I have always been suspicious of, including dating back to the very early years of my podcast, I Doubt It. But I know for many that is not the case. Many people respect and admire Deepak Chopra, just like I heard from people who respected and admired Peter Attia on my previous video that I did. Maybe you are one of those people. Maybe you've read, Deepak Chopra's books or listened to his words and appreciated what he had to offer. Maybe you're a therapist who has suggested his books to your clients, as I've heard since I posted about these emails. I hope what you learn about him today changes that. He has millions of followers across his socials, almost 4 million followers just on Facebook alone, over 3 million on Instagram, where, by the way, he says in his bio that he's the founder of Cyberhuman AI, because of course he is. Cyberhuman is built to extend your thinking beyond time, creating intelligent companions that learn, teach, and evolve with purpose. What does that mean? Very Jordan Peterson-esque, no? All of these men are in the same bucket for me, but not all of them were close to Jeffrey Epstein like Chopra was. So while Trump is mentioned over 5,300 times in the Epstein files, Deepak Chopra is named 3,300 times. So while he has turned his comments off entirely or restricted them, in order to prevent his audience from seeing the truth and preventing the loss of that audience, he's also staying completely silent. Where we are getting statements from other men, Bill Gates, Howard Lutnick, Bill Clinton, we are not getting a statement from Deepak Chopra. But let's look at what he needs to comment on. We'll start with this exchange in March 2017. This is almost 10 years after Epstein's first arrest for procuring a child for prostitution and registering as a sex offender. In this exchange, Deepak Chopra and Epstein are swapping pseudoscientific, pseudo-philosophical babble because both of these men believe themselves to be geniuses. We'll pick up kind of in the middle of that babble with Deepak Chopra writing, quote, "The action is formless, experiencing itself as form and evolving endlessly into innumerable expressions of itself." And Epstein responds, "Does a cell have form? Is a cell aware? Does it have emotion? Does it perform actions? Did you find me a cute Israeli?" Smiley face. And before I get to Chopra's response here, I just want to pause and say his response isn't, "Wait a minute, what do you mean? What do you mean, did I find you a cute Israeli girl? What do you mean by that?" Chopra responds, quote, "Cells are human constructs, no such thing. Universe is a human construct, no such thing. Cute girls are aware when they make noises." Just to pause while we all sit with the weight of what we just heard, Deepak Chopra is writing to a known sexual predator of children who had previously been arrested for sexually abusing a child and had to register as a sex offender of children. I want to add additional context that at the time of this exchange, when Deepak Chopra is writing to a known sexual predator about cute girls and the noises that they make, he is 71 years old. Epstein is 64 at this time. Epstein would die just 2 years after this exchange. And these men are talking about cute girls. We know what they're saying, and it unfortunately gets much worse. Epstein responds, "Thank God." And Deepak Chopra writes, "God is a construct, cute girls are real." To which Epstein responds, "So when the girl says, 'Oh my God,'" Chopra writes, "Yes, that's divine transcendence." And I just want to pause again before I get to the final part of this horrifying exchange to say, dear Lord, Deepak Chopra has held himself up as a man who can help people find inner peace, discover transcendence, heal themselves. And here he is swapping gross exchanges about cute girls and the noises they make and how when they proclaim, "Oh my God," that this is a divine transcendence. And this man gets to continue to enjoy his platform of many millions where people believe him to be a spiritual advisor and healer of the people. That is an injustice we cannot accept. Epstein writes, "Oh, I thought she was just referring to me," meaning the girl who cries out, "Oh my God." And Deepak Chopra writes, "That's because you are God in drag." And really, this reveals the depths of the depravity for this little charlatan, because not only is he yucking it up in the mud with this child sexual predator, discussing girls in sexual terms, he is mocking his own belief system, supposed belief system, making a mockery of God and the spiritual. Like so many before and after him, he doesn't believe anything that he says. He has found a way to make money by preying on people's desperation for help and answers to life's uncertainty. If he cared about healing, he wouldn't be talking like this to a sexual predator. But let's look at another exchange. In July 2016, Epstein invited Chopra to both his island and to his ranch. And Deepak Chopra, while they were also trying to coordinate a Skype call, wrote in response, quote, "I will take you up on your offers, re visiting one of your places, when you are there. I can also do 12 noon or any other time tomorrow." This is related to scheduling the call. "By the way," he says, "do you know Marla Maples? Anything we share is between us. I share nothing with anyone, but trust you." Do we think this applies today as well? Is everything that Deepak Chopra and Jeffrey Epstein, everything that they shared, is that still between them and shared with no one else because of the deep trust that he has for Jeffrey Epstein? What about this exchange in November 2016, where Epstein sent a Daily Mail link to Deepak Chopra, a link that details the allegations against Trump that he raped a 13-year-old girl at one of Epstein's parties? And Deepak Chopra writes just one single sentence in response to that article. "Did she also drop civil case against you?" This is about the former 13-year-old child now adult woman who attempted to get some semblance of justice. Epstein writes, "Yup." And Deepak Chopra says, "Good. See you this Saturday at 2:30 p.m. And Epstein says, "Great." What is wrong with these people? In what world are you casually interacting with someone who is a registered sex offender, who was charged for procuring a minor for prostitution just a few short years prior to this exchange, and is now sending you articles about sexual predation and lawsuits that he's implicated in? And you're like, "But she dropped the civil case, right? Good. See you Saturday." After he sent this email, did he sign on to his Instagram to share a graphic of himself about how the future isn't waiting, it's unfolding through the choices we make now? Yeah, bro, take your own advice. Look at these choices that you're making, sir. These files are filled with exchanges between Deepak Chopra and Jeffrey Epstein, from planning meetups and calls to having pseudo-intellectual exchanges to vile conversations about cute girls to Chopra sending Epstein his various media appearances, like one with a woman named Kat Foster, a woman that Deepak Chopra characterizes as innocent and smart at the same time. So, like, what? Anytime he met someone that was innocent, he wanted to get them on Jeffrey Epstein's radar, or what? What's happening here? You can search these files yourselves, as I've already said, and I will link to the portal to do so in the description. He, like I said, is mentioned 3,300 times, so we can't cover everything here, but I think this is generally giving you the important points about what Deepak Chopra knew and how he was willing and eager to ally with a known child sexual predator in order to have access to power and money and whatever else he was seeking from Jeffrey Epstein. The unfortunate part is that our government has told us that Epstein was essentially a lone wolf, that there was no network, that he only trafficked girls and women to himself. This despite evidence to the contrary in these files. I mean, look at this email from January 2013. "New Brazilian just arrived. Sexy and cute. 19 years old." Why is the to and from redacted here? The only names that are supposed to be redacted are survivors. This is why survivors are saying this is not enough, that this recent drop is insulting, that it's harmful, because they are still fighting for justice and accountability for those who actively took part in the abuse, those who gave a wink and a nod to the abuse. And really, from my view, what's the difference? So what can we do in the face of a government that is not interested in accountability? Well, what can we do in this case specifically? We'll talk about that. If you follow Deepak Chopra on social media, unfollow him, unsubscribe, take away his reach. We can damage his bottom line, the only thing that he cares about. Tell everyone you know who might be a fan of his. If you're a member, cancel your membership. Go to his website. Send him a message on his website letting him know you want to hear a statement about these disgusting emails. Go to my Facebook page Perspective and tag him and share the post I made about these emails to flood the zone and get his attention and protect his community of followers from him. Share this video as a shorthand to get the message out about who and what he is. This is important because this man masquerades as a healer, as someone who has something to offer people looking for meaning in their lives. But there are many people who are out there doing that work in ethical ways, without taking advantage, without allying with powerful abusers. And they're the ones who deserve our support, not Deepak Chopra. Now is your chance to share your thoughts in the comments below or call and leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail at 202-656-1509 or send an email to info@thepageperspective.com. If you appreciate me going through these emails, me going through these files and digging this stuff up for you, you can support the work that I do by becoming a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, just by clicking the join button below or by going to patreon.com/idoubt-it-podcast. Please also follow me elsewhere on social media. I'm at Brittany E. Page, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads. And as always, thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you next time.